What's going on, guys? We are back with another video, and I made a mistake. Didn't want to reload it, and it just happened, so I figured I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But this is the quote-unquote rebuild for the Seahawks. Of course, it's more of a reload, as they're really just missing an offensive line, and they're right back into the chance. I mean, great chance to win the Super Bowl, but the defense... I mean, Khalil Mack isn't their normal guy, but we did end up trading. The defense is looking really good. We did kind of downgrade them a little bit, but that is saving some money and also gaining some youth. So this is the trade we pulled off. We traded Cliff Averill, KJ Wright, and a third round this year for Khalil Mack. Might have overtraded a little bit. I think we could have got him for a fourth instead of a third round. Both parties do gain quite a bit from the trade. I'm surprised they wanted it, actually. But they did, and I think overall it was a good choice. So not a spectacular player, but a player I've never really traded for. Jeremy Lane in a 6th round next year for Andrew Norwell. Probably on a contract year. He's an 86 overall. I never traded for him before, and I wasn't really looking to try to get one of their linebackers. It just looked too steep to me. So I don't know if we overtraded, but we traded Tony McDaniel, Antoine Rubin, I believe his name is, or Anitaba Rubin, I don't remember what his name is, and then Marsh for Brandon Marshall, middle linebacker from the Broncos. I don't know if we ended up getting Danny Trevathan or not. Did we? We didn't. So we still need one more linebacker. So we trade Jeromepkr as a 1st round this year and a 3rd round next year for Mike Evans. Here we trade Luke Wilson and John Jenkins for the Niners 1st round draft pick. This just feels like theft, but I mean... the star value is the same. So we trade Glowinski a 4th round next year and Collins for Sua Cravens, who will be starting middle linebacker for us. So believe it or not, this isn't an overtrade, but Terrell a 2nd round and a 5th round next year. Both of those are next year for the Browns' 1st pick overall this year. So we trade Marcel Reese, Coyle, and a 2nd round draft pick this year for Janoris Jenkins. I don't know if that fully finishes our squad, but I would assume it brings us very close to finished. Ooh, our offensive line is still looking pretty bad. We trade Mike Morgan and Gilliam for a 2nd round from the Bengals. So we trade our 3rd string center at this point and a 7th round this year for a 3rd round from the Broncos. So we trade Paul Richardson and DeMontre Moore for a 2nd round this year. So we trade a 3rd and 7th round pick for Lael Collins, who was on the Texans. So we trade our 2nd round this year and a 1st round next year for Joe freaking Thomas. I know he's old, but it's fun. It is fun to trade for someone like Joe Thomas, the best tackle in the league. What kind of money is that man making? So he's 31 years old, $8.8 million. So we have our year 1 roster here, which is ironic because it might be our only year. Jimmy Graham, of course, A+. I believe he's the 2nd highest rated tight end in the game. Technically should be number 1 because I don't know how Gronk is holding such a high overall when if you don't play, how can you keep becoming the best? Like, how are you a 99 overall if you don't play? I don't know why Frank Clark's not listed as number 2 DT. We'll fix that in a moment. Actually, we'll fix that right now. There we go. And, of course, good cornerbacks. Earl Thomas, great free safety, great strong safety. I think almost the best at both the positions, at least top 2. Sua Craven's obviously going to be trying to get that Rookie of the Year title. I think he's a rookie. He should be a rookie. Brandon Marshall is at an 88 at left outside, 93 for Wagner. And then, I mean, just great team overall. Special teams looking pretty badly, let's be honest. But overall, I mean, it's still good. So let's move on to the regular season. So I looked at it, and all you have to do is sign Shed and, is his name Shed or Sheed? I don't know. Shed, Sheed, whatever. But all we have to do is sign him and Norwell, so that's doable. 2-0 we are so far, looking good. And this division's kind of like up and down, but for the most part, the wrong thing. The Seahawks always win it, so really no issue there. By the way, Kyle Juszczyk, you see that 5-year, $17 million deal? Or $18.5 million deal, crazy. Pittsburgh cornerback Trey Booker, son of four. Okay, so he's fast. Oh, a fast. He's a short wide receiver. So Andrew Weatherington, that's a long name. Andrew Weatherington and Trey Booker. I like that cornerback name, though. Trey Booker. That's straightforward, and I like it. And we're looking at man-to-man corner, average at best. Weatherington is a 6'2 player. He's a little on the older side, but if he's as fast as they might say he is, that would be insane. So, Sua Cravens apparently did very well. We did upgrade him mid-season. He's now an 80 overall, I believe. And so, holy crap, we have a lot of greens. Basically, the offensive line went up. Joe Thomas is a 97 now. Wish Rawls would have went up because the running back is a huge position. Come on, defense, be good. Just Sua, huh? Sua, Chancellor, and Reed. We upgraded Reed to a 76. It was only 2 points. But Sua Cravens went from 75 to a 81. I'm really debating on what we do here. Did we give a MVP or something? I know it looked like we had a coach MVP as well. Russell Wilson, as the Seahawks quarterbacks just seem to do, can't even get to 40 touchdowns on a season. I mean, good game management, bro. Sorry, that's going to really trigger the hell out of some Seahawks fans. I'm sorry. Rawls did actually really well, so that's a very good sign. 4 fumbles from both of them. A little disappointing, but it is what it is. No 1,000-yard receiver. That is just proof that Russell Wilson's a curse for putting up big numbers. It's just not going to happen from him. Look at Joe Thomas as a traditional right tackle for us. 1 sack allowed. That is amazing. Defense, not impressive at all. Well, kind of from Frank Clark, though. He was backup DT, and he played really well. 12.5 from him. Bennett, 7. 14.5 from Mac. Picks-wise, Cam Chancellor. Sua Cravens had 4. Possible DB of the year somewhere in there. Hauschka did very well. Punting, pretty bad, actually. Kicking and returning of punts and kicks, not bad for Lockett to at least get 1. Offensive yards, 12th. Offense is just horrible. Defense got to be, I was about to say top 2 at least. And that's some really, 4,500 is really good. Like, the next team was 5,200. And these are some pretty, like, spectacular offenses, so it wouldn't surprise me. Well, at least Cowboys are on there. Okay, maybe they weren't that great. But let's take a look at the yearly awards. Do we have anything? MVP, Russell Wilson was number 4. Anyone else on that list? No. MVP was Aaron Rodgers, of course. We did get the coach, though. Coach of the year. That's pretty big. NFC player, offensive player of the year. Number 4 for Wilson. Defensive player of the year, Sua Cravens. He might be the best linebacker on the team after all of this XP. Offensive rookie of the year, we had Proces. I keep saying wrong words. Not bad, but he didn't really play, so what do you expect? Fuck off. How can where did Jalen rank on this defensive player of the year shit? 5th on defensive player of the year. Rookie of the year, he's the best, though? Whoa, where does that make sense exactly? I don't know. Best O-line, one of ours? Joe Thomas, thank you. That's the OG right there. Bringing in the AFC, screwing over. Maybe Sua's not going to be as good as I thought. Defensive rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, I automatically thought he had 1 or 2 more awards coming to him, but that wasn't the case. 6.6K XP for the coach. We'll first see what we have for XP. I think linebacker is what we're going to do at least one of them for. So Cravens 36K, which isn't bad because remember we did upgrade him a little bit earlier. Offensive line got a lot of XP. What happened? We must have run the ball a lot or something. I don't know. Let's take a look at our upgrades and hopefully win the Super Bowl year 1. I think it might be the first one all year, to be honest. First year 1 Super Bowl. So that'd be kind of cool. So this is the new updated squad, well, at least overall-wise. And it's looking pretty decent. I would like to think there's got to be a year 1. If not, I will be a little disappointed. I think there might be teams better in the league. I don't know. Maybe overall-wise, but talent-wise, I don't think so. I mean, we're like a 90 overall, basically, on defense. Like, you take away the defensive tackles, you could, still with the defensive tackles, we still average out to probably a 99 easily. Offense, probably a 95 or better. Just Madden rankings. I don't know how it even works, but let's move on. We do have the best team, but is that enough? I mean, Sim is very brutal. Don't know if these are going to be updated or not, but we should be quite a bit better. What do we got? 93 to their 85. Year 1, 93 is not bad at all. Might even be better. Who knows? Can the defense hold? Which they should. They're the strong point of this team. 2nd and 7. Sacked by Frank Clark. 3rd and 14. Sacked by Frank Clark. What a legend. Might need to start. This isn't a year 1 rebuild. and we have to play another one. I think we might get rid of Bennett just for Frank Clark. Bad calling. Bad play calling. Absolutely horrendous, and the defense does hold. 1st and 10 at the 50 now. A huge play, 27 yards to Mike Evans, and unfortunately for the Panthers, they lost possession at the EA. Are you fucking serious right now? I mean, what? We were at the 15-yard line or less, and we just let the clock run out to play to overtime. What a joke. Wow, that was a huge hit. Which, I mean, right here, we should just kick the field goal and win, or just walk it in. Thank you. Fuck's sake. This game has got some issues. I'll tell you that. It has got its issues. Cam Newton got locked down. Russell Wilson is a disgrace. Like, he is a bad thing for this team. Thomas Rawls went off. I mean, it's because the team just can't throw the ball. I mean, look at Russell Wilson ran it 9 times. He probably he ran it for almost half of his completions. That's ridiculous. We can't throw the ball at all. Not that I would expect any differently. Michael Orr was abused by Frank Clark, it would appear. Oh my God, the Panthers with some insane numbers there in the tackle category. Overall, we played pretty well. I'm going to take a look at I mean, it says Frank Clark's a backup DT, but at the same time, he is a number 2 in both of the DNs, so maybe that's why he's thriving so much. We can also upgrade our coach a little bit more, but 3 wins out of 1 loss there. 4-win streak, loss, like huge, gigantic win. How well did we do? 2. Oh, shit. We went 14-2? Oh, wow. I don't even remember looking at that. Wow, we did really well then. All right. I mean, I didn't expect that now. Divisional game. So the Saints beat the Cowboys by 4. So, I mean, that's still scary because, I mean, you look at it, we only beat the Panthers by 3. I know the Panthers roster is probably a little bit better than the Saints, but still, that's not good. The Saints did worse than the Panthers did worse than the Saints. So if we base off of all variables, the Saints should probably beat us here. Yellow, and then special teams is green. Great defense. I don't know how. 4th and 5, they went for it. What a play call. They're stopped again, and they go for it and get stuffed. Wow. Defense has really come alive here, man. This has got to be the most realistic rebuild we've had all year. Just the Seahawks cannot move the ball at all. I know we're moving it here, but, I mean, it's garbage time, kind of. I mean, not really. This is a key drive that basically sealed the game. I mean, it's not over, I guess. I mean, the Saints don't want to give up. 3rd and 3, sack by Frank Clark. And on 1st and 10, it's a wait, what? What the fuck? Oh my God. I don't know what happened. 4th and 22, 24, they don't get it. So basically, they had multiple penalties that went from like 4th and 10 to I think they had a 1st and 10 from us. And then they just went on like a huge penalty streak, forcing a 2nd and 30, I believe, which is absolutely insane. A little bit better, but I would like to see a dominating game. Maybe we'll see it in the Super Bowl. Maybe we'll get dominated in the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson actually didn't just completely crap the bed. He didn't do great, but he did all right. He did all right. No 100-yard receiver yet for us in the playoffs. A little rough. Interceptions. We know Sua had 1. Or did he? Maybe he had a sack. Frank Clark has been dominant, though. Frank Clark is without a doubt the MVP of, well, I wouldn't, up-and-coming MVP, definitely, of the rebuild, because he competed with Mac as a backup. I would say Steelers, Patriots is one of the top 2 favorites. There it is, the Steelers. See what they were doing. Have they dominated? What have they done? This is a very good matchup in real life. Our elite defense versus their elite offense. Our mediocre offense against their mediocre defense. It's a really good matchup. Wild card, they were in it. They scored 49 points there, 41 points there, 42 points there. I don't know how in the hell we're going to win this game. So, I mean, we have a 93 overall to their 89. So, the thing I'm seeing is that they have a much better team than the other teams we faced. But at the end of the day, we still have the better team. So, it just comes down to Russell Wilson being decisive and actually making a play for once. I want an early start. I don't like the fact that the Steelers can put up tons of points. Okay, 3 points, and starting off very strong. Steelers look to be bouncing back very well here. Can they do it? And we force a turnover. 14-3 and 21-3. I mean, I didn't see this coming at all. The defense for the Steelers is rather weak, but at the same time, our offense is really bad. 28-3. The Steelers have no answer, and basically the Seahawks are Broncoing them right now. Sorry, Broncos fans, but that's crazy. That Super Bowl was absolutely insane. A lot of coins were made, though. A lot of coins were made on Ultimate Team. I had so many of those little things. I made at least 400K off of the little coin up things. But anyways, let's just quickly go through this. I don't know why I'm even looking. We score another touchdown. That's kind of rare. We don't usually see that. But 35-10, year 1 Super Bowl. Didn't force win any games, so I feel good about that. We'll show the Super Bowl as well that we didn't force win that either. This would be a bad time. If you were the Steelers, I'd be so mad. Like, the Steelers, their franchise is really good. But it's been a while. Let's just say it's been a while. Not a whole long time, but, you know, it's been a bit. But Seahawks, obviously, they're getting some success lately. I see them in real life. I don't know if I'd say Super Bowl this next year, but maybe 2 years from now, Super Bowl. 5 touchdowns, lots of touchdowns. So he did very well. Obviously earned the Super Bowl MVP. Blew the lights out in this stadium. It is Craven, so we obviously see some of the most influential players. Obviously, Frank Clark would be on the podium. He's just been a force throughout these playoffs. Let's take a look at the statistics. What do we got? So Big Ben got pretty much locked down. Like, he could do nothing. Rushing, Thomas Rawls did well. Le'Veon Bell did about the same, just not as many attempts. Russell Wilson did very well. Big Ben ran the ball really well. Holy crap. Thomas Rawls did very well, actually. He was amazing. Over 200 yards total. 2 touchdowns receiving. That was really spectacular. Sacks. What did Frank Clark do? 2. Oh, my God. Don't know how he's so good. He's just a dominant force. He's going to be on my list of players that we start to trade for, potentially. Like, he is absolutely killing it. So we got XP, but that is irrelevant. We are 99D, 97O, 93 overall. That's just auto upgrade. I don't care about that. This could be, like, if we do go back to the teams and maybe, like, do another season on some of the more better ones, I don't know if this wouldn't even make it. This is just an average, above average team that you expect to win the bowl because it's so quick. This team came along so quickly because they already have a lot of the pieces. I mean, you look at this team. A lot of these guys are already on the team, like Jaron Reed, Frank Clark, Bennett, Sherman, Earl Thomas, Wagner, Chancellor, Lockett, Rawls, Wilson, Baldwin, Jimmy Graham, Britt. Like, I mean, about 50% or more. A little bit more than 50% were already on the squad to begin with. That's pretty cool. Obviously, if you didn't know, we have this little deal going on where if you guys get last rebuild and this rebuild to 500 total likes, we will do another rebuild this weekend, which would be the last regular rebuild being the Chiefs. And then I would assume the next Wednesday we'd start realistic rebuilds, at least try them. Like I said in last video, I don't know if I'm going to like them, or maybe it was the video before that. I don't know if I'm going to like them, and if I don't, fair enough. I mean, even if they get views, if I don't like them, I'm not going to do it. I can already see how long they're going to take. They're going to take longer than these. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and we're most likely going to have that 500 like mark. But anyways, hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video,